Okay, welcome back. Last time we started making our way through the abandoned factory, and Baofu ran off by himself, so we don't currently have Baofu. There's also a locked door here. I do know what the code is, but I'm not just going to brute force my way through it because I do need to finish the map of this area as well. However, having said that, you know what? I'm going to go and do one thing. I'm going to try it. Because I vaguely... Okay, how do I phrase this? I have a vague recollection of what the code is, but I'm not 100% certain on it. Like, I know the numbers, I just don't know the exact... Like, I know the numbers, I just don't know the exact order for them, if that makes sense. Like, I know which numbers are involved, I just don't know the combination. But you know what, I'm gonna try it. Just because I can. Okay, so I know the first part is 1975. So it's 1975. And then there's a 0, 2, a 3, and a 6. 0, 6, 2, 3? That was not the code. But, hey, I know that it's some combination of 0, 2, 6, and 3. So, yeah, I'll be doing that and finding out just which one it is in hopefully not that long. Hopefully it won't take me a particularly long time to do that. Now, actually, maybe I should try negotiating with these pythons. Because if I could get more strength cards, that means I could potentially get a Takshasa soon. And Takshasa is a very nice persona to have. Mostly just because it's one of those ones that just goes, hey, yeah, I actually just resist everything. And as a general rule, having, in a game where things can, sometimes go a little bit badly very quickly. I mean, if you've ever seen me attempt anything, you've probably seen, if you've seen me attempt anything, you know that things can start going... If you've seen me attempt anything, you know that things can go from very good to very bad very quickly. And hopefully we can, not have any of those issues. And also, just having a nice little kind of safety net is kind of nice. Also, I'm going to be totally honest, I started that sentence, then mid-sentence forgot what I was talking about. So, that sentence may have just trailed off into... hang on just a second. So that sentence may have just trailed off into being completely irrelevant. Which would be kind of on brand, not gonna lie. Anyway, Maya should be close to a level up. So she should level up a couple more fights. So I don't need to worry too much about her current SP situation. And I forgot Ulala was poisoned. Good job, me. Good job. Way to pay attention to basic gameplay thing. Okay, I'm going to negotiate with Agrippa here. Nanjo, talk to this man about the country's future. That actually worked. That makes it both eager and happy, okay. Okay, and it gives me a rattle drink and leaves. I mean, hey, I ain't gonna argue with results. And now I can just have everything else attack the Python, and hopefully we should be okay. I say as I proceed to attack the wrong thing. But hey, you know what? If nothing else, I have Megiddo, and Megiddo is very powerful. I say that, it's nowhere near as broken as it was in Persona 1, but I would say there's few things in Persona as a franchise that are as broken as, as Megiddo was in Persona 1. Like, Persona 1 Megiddo is, like... It's kind of ridiculous. I don't want to say it's... I'm not saying it's, like, hey, I made Invincible Yoshitsune broken. Because, well, it's not I made an Invincible Yoshitsune level of broken. Or, hey, I'm playing P5 Royal and just obliterating absolutely every fight, trivializing the entire game and because I'm using Izanagi no Okami. It's not that busted. Yeah, fun fact, in each Persona game, well, in 3, 4, and 5, I did make one invincible Persona, but it was never Yoshitsune, because I'm a big fan of having thematically appropriate Personas, and as a result, I'm a huge fan of making just like near invincible Metatron, because, you know, I think that thematically makes a lot of sense. Like, you know, if it's meant to be like the Angel of Contracts or whatever it is, you know, the one that's basically the voice of God, like, yeah, I feel like that one would be as close to invincible as you're gonna get. And, you know, I think that makes a lot more sense. There was also that time you know what, never mind. And then, actually, fun fact, I know I've mentioned this, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this previously. In P3 Reload, I actually just got an entire set of just level 99 Personas. So, fun fact, my time playing P3 Reload was, I got the game on release day because, honestly, I trust Atlus more than basically any other game dev at this point. I wanted to just go like, hey, yeah, this is the day the game comes out, and the game will just be good on release day. It's like, I trust Atlus, and I trust the Yakuza devs, and that's basically it. And Capcom. I usually trust Capcom, but I don't particularly care for Monster Hunter. And I'm not really in a hurry to play like Resident Evil and stuff. So they get a kind of different pass for that. But anyway, so I got P3 Reload on release day, and I already knew, okay, so the promised day at the end of the game is like this date. This is when I'm rolling credits. Like, that was predetermined. I decided that long before I even started the game. But as soon as the game was announced, I was thinking, okay, cool, depending on when the game comes out, that's going to be how I try to get through the game. And you know what, all things considered, I think that was a fun choice. So I then played through the entire game, and I got to the end. I got to, end of January. I got to the end of January by, I think it was like the middle of, no, it's like, I think it was maybe like the last week of February. Basically, I got to the end with a week to spare, and I just decided, you know what? I also need to prep for the super boss fight, so I'm just going to do it this way. I'm just going to fight the Reaper over and over and over and over and over again, and you know what? I'll just level up some Personas, and I ended up with a full set of maxed out Personas. So I don't remember them all off the top of my head. Once again, this is a job for future editing me. If future editing me can remember, you might see a little list of all of them that I got. Because, okay, so off the top of my head, I had Satan Taisei. I think it's referred to as something else in-game, but it's Satan Taisei, it's Sun Wukong. I had Jack Frost, I had Orpheus, I had Chiyo, I believe, I had Lucifer, I had Hillel, I think, what else did I have? I had Metatron, I think I had Set, and all in all, I was just pretty happy to have a full set of them. And also, Elizabeth does have special dialogue if you show her level 99 Jack Frost. Because early in the game, she jokingly asks you to show her a level 99 Jack Frost. And, you know what? Credit to Atlus. They did give her additional, like, it's not voiced. It's not voiced, but she does have a couple of little lines if you do show her a level 99 Jack Frost. She says something along the lines of, this Jack Frost has attained, like, ultimate power, but it's still weak to fire, though. Which I found very funny because I made sure that my one wasn't.
Oh my! How splendid!
I think my one actually had Drain Fire. It was either Drain or Repel. I don't remember which. I think my Jack Frost had something like Diamond Dust. I think it was like Diamond Dust, Ice Age, Spellmaster, Concentrate, single target, so stuff to like freeze, like Ice Boost, Ice Amp. I basically just made it my super powerful Ice persona, and you know what? It worked. And also, it's very, very easy to just, you know, grind levels at the end of it, at the end of P3 reload, especially because it's just like, hey, I just have the things to cast Armageddon. So basically, what you do is you pretty much just go, okay, cool. I am going to go do this. Cool. Now I just go back, heal, off we go again. It's just very, very simple. Like, it ended up just being a very simple and easy time, and hey, you know what? Sometimes that's all you need. And then there was the actual super boss fight, which I do not want to talk about, because I had a moment, because I'm gonna be honest, I was not keeping track of numbers and stuff, and I wasn't sure if Armageddon would be enough to kill the final boss. Like, I wasn't sure if Armageddon would have worked at that moment, and if it didn't, then I was getting, you know, blasted and sent right back to have to do the fight over. Which, obviously, I didn't want to have to do. What is the order for these? Okay, so if I do Zionga, then Blade of Fury, I should get Thunderous Fury, right? Apparently not. Does it not work? Because I have Electricity, I have Blade of Fury. That seems like it should work. So why isn't it? Okay, we found Sumaru Magazine number 2. What does this do, if anything? Periodical about the city of Sumaru. Continuing from the last issue. Okay, Record Store has Secret CD 2. That was kind of pointless. Okay. Door installed. The door installed yesterday will open with the password 19750326. 0326. 0326. 0326. I'm gonna forget that by the time I get there, but it's 0326. And hopefully, I'll keep that in mind. I probably should have just noted it down or something. That would have made a lot more sense, but hey, here we are. Sometimes we just have to wing it. 0326. Ulala also got a level up, very nice. I think I want to start giving her a boost to her dexterity soon, because her strength is getting to a point where she can do stuff. Her agility is always solid, but I want her to be able to do more with magic. Okay, you know what? I'm going to negotiate with this Sete, because even though I don't know if I'll need any more, I don't know if I'll need any more Lovers cards at all in this game. I don't think there's any more Lovers personas that I particularly want. At least that I can think of off the top of my head. Wait, is Alice Lovers in this game? No, she'd be deaf. Alice is always deaf. Why would I question that? Alice is always deaf. Like, she's the ultimate deaf persona in multiple games. Also, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so, when I played when I played Shin Megami Tensei 5, I love seeing little references in games that I wouldn't have understood if I hadn't played a previous game. So, for example, in SMT5 Vengeance, you can get multiple different navigators, not just a Manazako, and one of them that you can get is Alice. And when you find, a place that you can kind of, just dig to see if there's a hidden item or anything, one of her lines is, hey, maybe there's a Hiranya. And if I hadn't played the original Shin Megami Tensei, I probably would have just completely, ignored that line and have not really thought about it much. And then it kind of hit me, oh, hang on, wait. In the original Shin Megami Tensei, she asks you to get a Hiranya, and you can't progress the story. You cannot progress further if you do not get her a Hiranya. Like, it is a required thing to progress through. And that's, you know, and that's also where her entire die for me bit comes from. And I thought that was super neat. I liked that. I liked seeing where that came from and how, you know, it's kind of persisted even though the original Shin Megami Tensei came out 33 years ago. Like, that game is ancient now, and honestly, so I still really like the original Shin Megami Tensei. I still think it's really good. Like, it definitely shows its age. I'm not gonna pretend that it doesn't, but I'm also not gonna pretend that it being old suddenly makes a bad game. Because you know what? Nah, it's still kinda great. I'm a big fan of it, actually. And at some point, I do want to replay it. It's one of those games that's kind of a pain for, like... It's one of those games that I imagine is probably a giant pain for YouTube or Twitch, though. Mostly just because, for some reason, the entire soundtrack seems to just get seems to just get copyright claimed at basically anything. Which is kind of annoying, because that game's soundtrack is great, and I would love to be able to just let it run. Honestly though, genuinely, if you haven't played the original Shin Megami Tensei, I know that it's very likely that you'll just completely bounce off it because it's very old and does show its age a lot. And there are times where it genuinely does feel a little bit directionless. But I would still recommend it. I guess this is where I also do a shameless plug. Like, hey, I played it like 3 years ago. My audio's pretty bad on it, but I played the game. Like, I guess this is my shameless plug for today. Hey, future editing me, remember to put the SMT playlist in the thing. 026. Nailed it. Okay, so now that we have this, we can run around in here and just fill out the map. We're running around in here to fill out the map, and then we can go through and... Because I'm relatively certain that in this room, all that there is basically the switchboard to make all of, whatchamacallit, the conveyor belts go the other way. You know, I don't think that Angel was very happy with my response there. What? Why does he do that? It isn't even funny. It isn't even that funny. Why am I laughing so much? Oh, that thing. Also, I accidentally just hit the mic. Sorry. Also, that thing's reflected its own attack back at it. Good job, idiot. Good job, idiot. Okay. Okay, am I done? I'm done. Your Honor, I'm done. So, personas, Maya can switch back to using Baal. You can stick with this, actually, I think. Because I have Zeodyne on Anko, that's all I need. And I'll put Katia back on Kundali Vidyaraja. Am I pronouncing that right? Kundali Vidyaraja? Anyway. So now I need to interact with this, flip the switches, and we should be good to go. And because I can't really be bothered to fight all these things, Nanjo, talk to this Python about the country's future. You know, I think it makes perfect sense that Nanjo would talk about the country's future. 1, he's super rich. 2, he is the guy who's like to the number 1, which is really cool, by the way. Katia can... I do not have a physical attack with Kundali Vidyaraja. Well, that's a minor inconvenience. But hey, you know what? As long as I'm not poisoned, we should be good to go. Okay, I knew that those were busted. I didn't think it was gonna be, like, I didn't think I was gonna see, like, 500 damage levels are busted. I do need to be a little bit careful now, though, because Maya's nearly at SP. Fortunately for me, I do have plenty of, like, items and stuff, so we should be okay. Okay, conveyor belt has switched to pattern B, which now means, these now are just running backwards, basically. They visually have no change. Visually, they have no change, but they're now running a different way. So I can go up here. I should have gone the other way. I should have gone along there. I mean, I'm probably going to have to make a couple of laps around here regardless. So it's not that big of a deal. Can you use Yama? Can use Yama. Okay, so we can just cast Mahama, and that should probably kill these guys outright. Okay, Nanjo. Okay, Nanjo, I apologize. Apparently I was unfamiliar with your game. And, you know, the power of a 500 damage crit. I mean, hey, look, I ain't gonna complain. I ain't gonna complain about 500 damage crit. Okay, this is where I need to be, so we aren't gonna be going this way just yet. However, okay, I'm basically thinking general interest of time and convenience. But I'm thinking general interest of time and potential convenience. Maybe I use one of my clear salts. Basically, that will just lower the encounter rate for a little bit. Because I am a higher level than I think every enemy in here. Also, these sitters are giving me 37 free cards at a time, and that's kinda nice. You know what, if I'm gonna have a double back, I am gonna use it. Well, and I could and likely should actually use these. I should use these when I am at... Like, I should spend time at the casino in between episodes and just buy a whole bunch of them. Because, honestly, having access to more or will always be helpful, always be convenient. And, you know, sometimes that's all you need. And I am probably going to have to do another lap around by the looks of things. So I can go up here, and then that should loop me around. So let's keep going through. Then we do one more lap, just to kind of finish off this little bit, and then we should be good to go. And so far, no enemies have jumped out at me. Probably because I do feel pretty confident saying I am over-leveled for this area now. Or at least compared to most of the regular enemy types, I suppose. Because Vegeta's, I think it said Vegeta was, what, level 36? So Vegeta was level 36, I'm like low level 40 now. I think everyone has hit 40. I'm just gonna run from this one. Honestly, I didn't think it would work, so that's my win there. Okay, I'm not going to use my other one, but I'm going to keep a hold of it. Because I'm relatively certain that I just make it to the end of this corridor, and that's when the boss fight is. Obviously, I will, you know, walk through a door, and I'll walk through a door, and the game will be like, hey, there's a boss here. It's like, hey, something important's going to happen. You want to prepare? It's like, yes, actually, I would like to prepare. Because, you know, sometimes you've just got to prepare. Sometimes you just gotta believe. You know, now that I think about it, I might try playing Parappa the Rapper at some point. I might try playing it again, because I remember I tried playing a few years ago, and I don't know if the game is just jank and old, or if it was like a skill issue, or if the emulator was just weird. Anyway, it's him. He's right over there. We have to hurry. But basically, I remember it just not exactly being the most responsive game. But I think that may have been, like, just, yeah, computer settings with the emulator and everything. I don't know. So at some point, maybe I'll try playing Parappa the Rapper again. Okay. Actually, wait. When was that? Would it have been last year? I think because I vaguely remember I mentioned it in my Spyro play. I think that was about a year ago. Okay, so I believe this should also finish off the map. You know what, while I'm here, let's just negotiate and get this pact back. Let's get this pact back, so when I eventually go and do grinding, when I go back to the air raid shelter, I can just negotiate with Satos to get a whole bunch of free cards for, you know, more personas later. And having more packs for more personas, for more cards, always welcome. And that should hopefully be the entire map filled out just as soon as I, you know, get these next couple. Then I heal up, restore everyone's SP, and then hopefully we're okay. I have to say, hopefully we're okay. I'm gonna see if I can get any rumors out of this though, because I would quite like to be able to, you know, get some form of demon rumor. I do know that I need one in the, not the next dungeon, but the one after. However, just like the lab, well, Suez going into the lab, the next dungeon is a kind of two-parter. So that could be a bit of an issue. Hopefully it won't be that bad though. Okay, cool. Genbu has nearly maxed out. And Windy Fury finishes it off. Game, show me a mutation. No mutation, okay. Part of me wants to sit and just level grind until Nanjo kind of maxes himself back out, but there's one tile over there. There we go. Yep, the map of the abandoned factory has been completed. Okay, so that's that done. So let's use this Onusa. Fix that up. Now we can have Maya switch to Maya Prime and patch everyone's health back up to full. And now, expendable items, I'll use free chewing souls. And that should probably be enough. Okay, abandoned factory. Plant 2. In we go. There's nowhere left to run. Give it up. Tatsuzo betrayed me. I'll be the one to kill him. Can't you let me go? Can't do that, buddy. I see. I'm gonna be honest. If you get into a fight and you bring out like 2 SMGs and you lose to someone who's just throwing coins, skill issue actually. How many years has it been? 5 years. Still wasn't enough time to make you forget. See you in hell. Hold it right there, Saga. Former prosecutor of the Sumaru Special Investigation Unit, Haru Saga. I had Nanjo check it out for me. No way. A prosecutor? 5 years ago, there was an accident where a couple, a prosecutor and a secretary, died while traveling in Taiwan. It wasn't a trip, nor was it an accident. The Minister of Justice covered it up. I didn't know. So, what was it, Baofu? Was this to avenge Miki Asai, or... Shut up, Suo. You don't know anything. You knew your tap was found. You knew this was a trap. You made us stall them so you could kill him. Is that true? Is that what you had in mind all along? To use us? So what are you gonna do about it, Suo? Just stay out of my way. We have to arrest him. I know how you feel, but don't kill him. We need him to testify against Tatsuzo. Stop. Everyone just seems to get in my way. Fine. Come on. Okay, now we gotta fight this big dumb robot. This is this game's equivalent of the Knights of Bahulia Lance. So, guess what we're gonna do? We are going to start clicking buttons. And by clicking buttons, I mean electricity goes brrr and does damage. And I'm going to Rakukaja and boost up Maya's defense, because I think Maya is still the closest person I have to being made out of paper. She has the highest base attack, but don't worry about it, it'll be fine. Oh sick, I have Thunder Blast. That actually does so much damage. I do want to see how much damage I can get by casting the two spells individually. But yeah, that's a lot of damage that's doing. And everyone else, take 5, I suppose. Okay, so Akilau doesn't do anything. Thunder Blast? No. 260. Well, that answers that. I mean, hey, if Maya's just going to be able to blast this thing with Zeodyne every single turn, I don't think I need to worry at all. And I can just boost up everyone else's defenses. Baofu is doing fine. Nanjo could maybe use with a little bit of topping his health up, but we should be okay. Like, worst case scenario... Okay. Sorry, I just got a new... We have Heat Wave with, whatchamacallit? What's it called again? Gundali Vidyaraja. So I have Heat Wave now. That's another area of effect attack, so that's kinda nice. I will heal Baofu. I'll use a Rattle Drink to... I'll use Baofu's turn to heal Nanjo. That's what I meant. Okay, I have two... And both Ulala and Nanjo are currently sealed, so they can't use their personas. However, as you can see by the fact that it is now sparking, well, clearly we're doing something right here. Okay, I have access to Thunderous Fury now. Can I switch? I can't. Okay, you know what? That should be okay. Obviously, it's not that. It's below half health, I think. It's not quite dead yet, but it's below half health. Okay, its animation looks like it just changed a little bit, so let's have a look. Yeah, it's in the red now. It's in the red, so let's have Maya quickly switch back to using Maya Prime and just patch everyone else up for the turn. And so here's the plan for this turn. Maya, heal everyone else while we defend, and then we just, you know, I'll run it back next turn, just heal everyone back to full. And now, we hit him with Nagilao, we hit him with, actually, a better idea. Your Honor, I have a better idea. I go for Stone Rise. Maybe I don't go for Stone Rise. Who did I put on the wrong persona? Maya's on the wrong persona, that's why. Maya, you get Anko back now, please. So now we can go for Thunder Blast with them. And then the other three can blast it with Towering Inferno. And we should probably be good to go and finish off this fight this turn. I think Towering Inferno works on dexterity though, so this might do a lot less damage than I think it's gonna do. Because these guys are not the most dexterous. Okay. Let's see how much a Thunder Blast does, though. Okay. So Maya and Ulala work together, and 429, and it is out of here. 6,000 experience. Nice, easy fight. Let's go Vitality, Dexterity, and Strength. Why not? I do just like seeing all the stats go up at the same time, to be totally honest. What a clean explosion that went with. X1. General Sugawara's pride and joy. Such accuracy. Tatsuzo must be at sea now. He's releasing the Blue Dragon in the Undersea Ruins. His ship is the Nichiren Maru. You see Tatsuzo. Tell him I'll be waiting for him in hell. Don't worry. He'll be joining you shortly. I'll make sure of that. What were you gonna do if I shot? I know you wouldn't. It's not your style. Maybe. Maybe not. Well, we have no time to lose. Let us pursue Tatsuzo at once. My cruiser has docked at the harbour. Okay. So, with that, we can now leave, and I need to be prepared before I get on the boat. Because this is, just like I stated earlier, it's like the Suez going into the lab. Also, I need to talk to... Here we go. Nope. Is it this person? I talked to a fisherman and he told me about a red spectre thing offshore. I didn't know what he was talking about, but he was saying something about a cape. Could it be the red cape who appears offshore? I want to see it. So, we have to go and find Red Cape. People who know more about, like, yokai and stuff, is the Red Cape and Akamanto two different things? I think they are, but I'm not 100% certain. Like, I want to say they're different, but I genuinely don't know off the top of my head. Okay, so, what do we win, if anything? We actually did. I already have one. But hey, I won! Miracle? No, nothing. Did I win Fantasy World? No. Okay, well, I won a second Life Force. It'd be nice if it would be quite nice if, like, hey, you're further in the game, you won this again, but it's just an improved version. I think that would have been a nice little, quality of life thing. So before I go and end off today's episode, I'm also going to go and talk to this guy, who I finished all the maps for. Well, who I finished the map for. And see kind of just what he has going on. Now, I should note, depending on... He will give you... yeah, select card booster pack. So, basically, here's the thing. Also, hang on. Where are we going next? I go to Nichiren Maru and the Undersea Ruin. He gives you 2 maps this time. Okay, so, basically, he will give you a card, and it's a card for a super good move. However, the Annihilation card, bro just gave me a Megiddo card. Wait, he just handed me Megiddo. Okay, that's kind of sick, actually. But yeah. Pretty much, you can get one of those cards at random, and so, but you do get given those cards at random. How do I phrase this? Like, he gives you one. It's either like Agidyne, Bufudyne, Zeodyne, Garudyne, Magnetyne, Megiddo. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them basically, and well, I think I just got the best one. But if you really need to, you can save Skirmit. But you can just save before you talk to him, and he will give you a different card each time, so you can kind of game it to get whichever one you want. However, I guess I just really lucked out on that. Okay, so, now then, what I'm gonna do is, in between episodes, I'm probably gonna just try to max out these personas. I might not, because, honestly, I feel like I am maybe a little bit over-leveled and probably don't need to. But in the next episode, we are going to be getting on a boat. We're going to be getting on the Nichiren Maru and see how all this goes. So I'm going to end off today's episode here. I believe this should be a Friday episode. No, this should be a Monday episode. I think this is a Monday episode. I'm going to say this is a Monday episode. If it isn't, I'm really sorry. Anyway, I'm going to end off today's episode here. As always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined. And I will hopefully see you all on whatever the next upload scheduled is. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.